Who are we talking to?
Ourselves.
Welcome back to Mc&Marren Podcast. Today we will be talking about the Shrek movies and our thoughts on them, as well as the upcoming Shrek movie.
Because a trailer for Shrek 5 was released, a month or two ago?
A couple weeks. Three weeks ago.
And we have some thoughts, but first let's go on to the whole entire Shrek franchise.
Alright, so Shrek as a franchise started in 2001.
That's
this franchise is over 25 years old.
Ouch.
Yeah. So the first Shrek movie, which came out in 2001, starring Cameron Diaz, Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, and
John Lithgow.
You follow the story of Shrek the Ogre as he goes to get his swamp back from the people who have taken it from him.
Yes. Lord Farquaad, who is voiced by John Lithgow, he wanted all the fairy tale creatures for some reason, and because he puts them in Shrek's swamp, Shrek wants them out, and he essentially strikes a deal with Lord Farquaad to, if he rescues the princess, he will get all the fairy tale creatures out of his swamp.
Yes. On our journey, before our journey even begins, we meet the talking donkey, and on our journey, we meet the beautiful and fair Fiona.
Voiced by Cameron Diaz.
So, this movie, the best way to describe it, if you haven't seen it, it's 25 years old.
Go watch it.
It's on most streaming platforms by now. Anywho, this story is very similar in a take of Into the Woods, where you have multiple fairy tale stories interacting with each other. So basically the whole world is this fairy tale storybook land. And so the characters you see are the characters that you see in fairy tales, i.e. the gingerbread man,
Pinocchio,
Snow White,
the bad wolf, or the wolf from Red Riding Hood,
3 blind mice,
3 little pigs.
Yep.
the 3 bears.
Although you only
see 2 of them.
But that's different.
No.
No.
We see all 3.
Anywho. Oh, and the magic mirror.
Yes.
Who runs a dating service on the side.
Yes. And,
like a talk show.
And also there's a theory that Donkey is one of the boys from Pleasure Island,
yes.
But that's a whole other thing.
Okay, so let's talk pros and cons of the first Shrek movie. So, I'm going to start with pro is that it had not been done. When it came out in 2001, this was a new concept. It was brought out by DreamWorks, and it was pretty much a direct compete against Disney. They even make some jokes about Disney in the film.
Yeah, like when Shrek and Donkey try to go find Lord Farquaad, the whole Farquaad kingdom.
Welcome to like such a perfect town. Here we have some rules. This is clearly It's a Small World after all.
It's
It's legally
Disneyland.
distinct.
It is.
So we're not getting sued.
It's
Yes.
a whole parody of Disneyland.
Also, the appearances of some characters being the appearances of real people who the people at DreamWorks used to work for at Disney.
Yeah. So it was the first movie of its kind, and I feel like, especially after this movie, I mean, the story Into the Woods as a play came out, I think, in the 80s. But, the concept of having a world of intermingling storybook characters was not new, but we had not seen it in a movie. And I feel like after the first Shrek movie, we started seeing those more. Like, we had the continuation of the Shrek franchise, but we also had Hoodwinked.
Yep.
There was some other movie. There was some other movie that was like Hoodwinked that didn't do as well.
I think it was like Happily Never After. Or
Yeah,
something like that.
Saw that one too.
This was like the start of a different take on the storybook fairy tales.
Yeah, it was like more of a comedic take of it.
Yes, and the humor is very funny. I mean, it's great humor. I mean, the first movie is probably the most quotable. If for nothing else, but I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder. If you're ever find yourself in a conversation with a millennial and it gets really awkward and then they just go, I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder.
This is where it came from.
This is where it came from. It came from Shrek. This is how we learn to deal with awkward situations.
I would make the argument that the sequel is a little bit more quotable, but this first one definitely has a lot of quotable lines.
Parfaits might be the most delicious thing on the whole planet.
Not the gun. Well,
And in the morning, I'm making waffles.
Not the gumdrop buttons.
So it was.
This is the part where
You run away. It's so quotable. It was really good. It had a great soundtrack. The animation was really good, and it was also one of the first full feature films to be all computer animated
From DreamWorks.
from DreamWorks, which was amazing.
Yeah.
It holds up.
Yeah,
It still holds up.
Because at this time, the only real big ones that was doing the first, full-length CGI films was Pixar.
Yeah, it was Disney and Pixar.
And the fact that this came out and was a direct competitor kind of threw everyone off balance. Like, wait, this is our competition? When did this happen?
Yes.
we have competition.
I think another
actual
thing,
competition.
I think another thing about it was that the humor, while a lot of the jokes are geared towards a younger audience, as most animated films tend to be, it was an adult level of humor.
It was very...
So this was an animated movie that parents could enjoy.
Yes.
Also, when you really think about it, parts of it are really dark. For example, when the gingerbread man is being questioned about...
He took his legs.
Literally took off his legs and paraded them in front of them.
You're a monster.
Run, run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread
Which,
man.
shout out to John Lithgow for being Lord Farquaad.
I mean, the dude's name is also a pun.
It is.
We're not talking about that.
But he was such a good villain, and before this, the only thing I had ever seen him in was Third Rock from the Sun.
He was in a few episodes of How I Met Your Mother, too.
Yeah, but it was like he's always known for comedy. And while, yes, he's still in a comedy, and this was a comedy role, this was dark. This was like a legitimate bad guy.
Yeah.
To give an example of how evil he is, being comedic, he says, "Most of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make."
And the irony that this man is now going to be playing Albus Dumbledore in the live-action Harry Potter for HBO is not lost on us.
Yep.
If anything, the meme wrote itself.
And also, just the fact that, he plays a very terrifying villain, but the fact that his intro is also a joke on him, because he walks in, he's supposed to be like this big, intimidating dude, and then the camera pans out, and he is 4 foot nothing.
On a good day, 4 foot nothing.
Yeah.
But also, another example of his evilness is he kills Mama Bear.
Yep.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, there's a shot where he displays Lord Farquaad's room, and there's a bearskin rug with a bow on top of it.
And when we cut to the fairy tale creatures in the swamp, Papa Bear's there comforting Baby Bear, and Mama's nowhere to be found.
And this is something that most people did not catch on their first, 10 views of this movie.
Yep.
And we realized it later, and we were like, this movie was a lot darker than we thought.
Yeah, but going back to the adult humor, though, there is a lot of adult jokes that, kids at the time, we got the gist of it, but as adults, we're like, oh, we get it now.
Yeah, it gets funnier the older you get.
Yeah.
So, are there any cons for the first Shrek movie?
The initial plot of getting all the fairy tale creatures and just yeeting them over into the swamp
Yeet!
is just kind of glossed over. It's like, what was the whole point of this?
Yeah, it's kind of, they don't really explain why Lord
Also,
Farquaad wanted to get rid of all of them.
Does Shrek live in Lord Farquaad's land? Because he seems to live pretty far away.
Well, I think Lord Farquaad just wanted to throw all the fairy tale creatures in some, what he thought at least, is unmarked plot of land that is just it's there, just toss them over there. I do think, though, there is a theory that Lord Farquaad wanted the fairy tale creatures so he'd get the location of the magic mirror, because when he's interrogating the gingerbread man, he's like, okay, who's hiding them? Eat me, too! So he's looking for a certain individual, and I think he's looking for the magic mirror.
Yeah.
It's also possible that he's pulling a Cusco and just trying to
he wants a perfect world, and he doesn't think the fairy tale creatures belong in his perfect
All
world.
my land shall be one big...
Theme park.
I mean, he did say that, like, you and the rest of the fairy tale trash poisoning my perfect world.
As he crumbles up the gingerbread's legs in front of him.
Yep. I will say, though, like, looking back, you know, it's funny as an adult, but some of the jokes do run a little too long. Like, there's that one joke where the guy who's dressed up like Lord Farquaad is running around to, like, the line thing, and Shrek just cuts right through, and it's just like, okay, that joke could have been cut a little shorter.
Yeah.
But, like, but you can also chalk that up to they're trying to find their identity. They're trying to find their humor and what works and what doesn't.
I would say, though, for a movie that turned 25 this year...
God, we're old.
It still holds up.
Oh, yeah.
I would still watch it.
Yeah.
Like, if I was scrolling TV and it was like, oh, Shrek is on.
Mm-hmm.
I'd turn it on, mainly because I'd be like, oh, what quotable part are we at now?
Yeah. And obviously, DreamWorks also holds a very high esteem, because this was their first, well, I wouldn't say first major hit, but it was their first breakout hit.
This was not their first hit, but I would argue that this was the start of the DreamWorks revival.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, Disney had a renaissance. This was the start of the DreamWorks renaissance.
Yeah.
Now, another big thing about it is that other people who did this stuff all focus on really popular character or really well-known characters. For example, Hoodwinked is around Red Riding Hood.
Yeah.
Happily Never After is, the first one anyway, is about Snow White.
Oh.
I think. Snow White, no, Cinderella's the sequel. It gets confusing.
Yeah.
But this one, Shrek was not a character in any other story.
Yeah.
So
We've never heard of an
who
ogre
is Shrek?
that lives in a swamp.
It drives you to ask the question, who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact about this movie, though. So originally, they wanted to do this movie way back when, in like the early 90s, with Chris Farley originally doing the voice of Shrek. But unfortunately, Chris Farley passed away, so they asked Mike Myers to do it, and then they actually had to go back and redo half the movie because Mike Myers thought it would be more funny if I did it in a Scottish accent, and therefore Shrek got a Scottish accent.
Which is also funny because Mike Myers' Scottish accent is actually his impersonation of his father,
Who is also portrayed in the Mike Myers hilariously comedy So I Married an Axe Murderer.
My favorite movie.
And yeah, I think that a lot of it is kind of like what Colin said, that like Shrek is, well, he's based off a book character, but not a lot of people knew about it.
Yeah. All right, so that brings us to Shrek 2, which was released in 2004, so 3 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Now, unlike Disney, who had not really good sequels,
For the most part.
DreamWorks actually pulled it off. We got a better movie than the original.
Sequel, and most people agree, the sequel is the better of the first two.
It was bigger. It was better.
It had more stars.
It was further away.
It had more jokes.
It was far, far away. So in this story, it takes place so Shrek and Fiona get married and have their happily ever after. Or do they? Because now Shrek gets to meet the in-laws.
The king and queen
Of far, far away.
But before that, the intro opens up with the notable Prince Charming.
Voiced by the very talented Rupert Everett.
Going to the same castle that Shrek did in the first movie to rescue Fiona from the dragon.
He endures blistering deserts and blistering
Scorching suns and blistering winds.
He climbs to the highest room in the tallest tower and finds some gender-confused wolf who tells him that his fiancée is already married.
His princess
is
already
married.
So yeah.
So this movie introduces a whole new realm of characters, other than Fiona's parents, the king and queen of Far, Far Away. We also get Prince Charming.
Also, we kind of skipped over the whole donkey romance with dragon there.
We'll talk. Yeah.
That becomes an issue later.
Yeah.
But we get introduced to, in this one, we get introduced to the fairy godmother and her son, Prince Charming.
Yes.
We also get introduced to the princesses of Far, Far Away, i.e. Rapunzel, Snow White, Cinderella, Thumbelina. We also meet Puss in Boots,
who is the breakout character.
Sleeping Beauty.
I said Sleeping Beauty.
Yep, she did.
The ugly stepsister,
who owns a bar called the Poison Apple.
We actually meet 2 of them. The second one we meet in the third one.
and we even get to see haunted trees from the Enchanted Forest in the Villain Pub, which is historically something that only Disney really featured in their works.
Yeah.
So once again, gloves are coming off for Disney, but the land of Far, Far Away can be best described as Hollywood.
Hollywood goes fairy tale.
Hollywood goes fairy tale.
So they Shrek and Fiona go meet the in-laws.
Like you do.
They're
Voiced by John Cleese.
by John Cleese and Julie Andrews.
And she has a reference because in the not this one, in the third movie, she hums when she knocks her head on the wall too hard. She starts humming one of the songs from
Yeah.
Eric.
Anyway, so we go meet the in-laws. However, Fiona's parents are a little surprised that not only did she marry an ogre, but she is also an ogre. So going back to the first movie here for a second, the curse that Fiona is under is that at night she transforms into an ogre.
By day one way, by night the norm. Or by night another. This shall be the norm until true love's first kiss and then takes true love's form.
Which is why she wanted to marry Lord Farquaad. She could be rid of the curse. But it turns out that she and Shrek developed a little romance. And
Shrek is her true love. End of story.
And when she and Shrek kiss, she turns into her ogre self because to Shrek, she is beautiful in her ogre form, but also that reflects her personality because she likes a lot of the same stuff that Shrek does.
Which, honestly, for the first film, that was probably one of the best takeaway messages of it because she transforms and she's like, I don't understand. I'm supposed to be beautiful. And Shrek says, but you are beautiful because she has spent her whole life thinking that she was supposed to be a perfect princess and look beautiful and do all this other stuff, when in reality, she just had to be herself. Let's remember that for when we talk about this upcoming movie here in a minute, because I got complaints, people.
So, after revealing that, this happened, her parents don't really take it well, especially the king.
Because little did the queen know that the king actually made a deal with the fairy godmother.
He promised fairy godmother that Prince Charming would be the one to marry Fiona once he rescued her from the tower.
In the king's defense, and as he tries to defend himself, it's not my fault he didn't get there in time.
So now the fairy godmother wants... So the fairy godmother wants revenge and tries to essentially turn some turmoil between Shrek and Fiona. And in spite of that, Shrek finds a potion called the Happily Ever After potion to transform him into Fiona's true love. He drinks it. He actually becomes a very hunky human. Donkey also drinks it, becomes a white stallion. A horse, not a natural person.
No.
And then also it changes Fiona back to her human form. Shenanigans ensue.
There's a wonderful music number.
Sung by Jennifer Saunders. Shenanigans ensue.
There's also Puss in Boots.
Yes.
Yes, Puss in Boots is also hired to take out Shrek
voiced by Antonio Banderas.
By the fairy godmother. Everything works out in the end.
No. The king hires Puss in Boots.
Oh yeah, that's right. But anyway, true love is revealed. Villain is stopped. True love.
And we have a great party.
Yeah, true love works out in the end.
And at the end, Dragon shows up.
Yep. And Donkey's like, baby, where you been?
And it's revealed that Dragon and Donkey have kids.
The Dronkies.
The Dronkies.
And then we're off to, and this is you're not going to get this from watching it on streaming, Far, Far Away Idol.
Yes, it was a wonderful addition to the DVD.
We got to see characters from the movie perform popular songs and then vote on who was the best. And if you made a terrible choice. Simon Cowell, who, yes, was also there, takes over and says, no, I'm the winner.
Yep.
I think that was the best part of it, was that it was Simon Cowell, and the fact that Simon Cowell agreed to do that.
Yeah, he actually voiced himself.
And, like, that's just one of those things where it was like, that is so early 2000s that if you weren't there, no one would believe you that actually happened. I mean, it's kind of like, you say, it's like, well, the after credit scene, we listened to Rupert Everett sing I'm Too Sexy. And we listened to Cameron Diaz sing Like a Virgin. And all this stuff. It's like, did we? Or was that a fever dream that we all collectively agreed happened?
Yep. So this movie is definitely bigger, has a lot more jokes, and the stakes are a little bit higher.
Also, the world building.
Yes.
The world building was great. And
also, fairy godmother, more like the godfather
of
the fairy tale.
And once again, the soundtrack, 10 out of 10.
I mean,
great soundtrack for all of it. And the jokes just got better and better.
What is your favorite moment in Shrek 2?
There's so many. Okay.
I'll do mine first.
Okay.
Hey, buddy, we're from the union. The union. We represent the workers in all magical industries, both evil and benign. Oh, right. Are you feeling at all degraded or oppressed? A little.
We don't even have dental. They don't even have dental. All right, we'll take a look around.
But we made sure no one else is here. Got it? Huh?
It's like, I would love a TV show featuring fairy tale HOA.
I think my favorite would
Or not
probably...
fairy tale HOA, but fairy tale OSHA.
I think mine would probably be... even though I do love the fairy godmother's I Need a Hero at the big banquet,
Yeah.
I have to prefer when we see her interacting with the king for the first time, Harold, you made me do something I really don't want to do.
Well, hi there. Welcome to Friar's Fat Boy. May I take your order?
My diet is ruined! Because she is setting it up like they are flying around in this carriage.
Where are we?
And she's making it look like she's going to kill the king.
Yeah, because she's got her two henchmen, cracking their knuckles.
And she's like, you've made me do something I really don't want to do.
And
Well, hi there, welcome to Friar's Fat Boy. My diet is ruined. Okay, let me get 2 lettuce wraps, no mayo.
I'll have the medieval meal.
Yeah,
One medieval meal. Harold, would you like something? No. Curly fries, sourdough soft taco then.
Yeah, it's like, your order, fairy godmother?
And
then
this-
he comes with a hatchet.
And this comes with the medieval meal.
My favorite part of that scene is when Prince Charming gets a little crown to put on his head, like a Burger King crown.
It's what's best, not just for your daughter, but for your kingdom.
As she inhales a wrap.
Oh, yuck.
There's also Mondo,
Oh,
a tragically short-lived character. So,
but the best. The best.
yeah, by the way, in the trailer, when they're in prison and Donkey is singing very loud, it's like, we've done this joke before. It was done in the second one, and it was better, because their friends find out that, they've been arrested by the police. We should go bail them out. Mm-hmm. So they go bail them out, jokes ensue, and they're like, we have to stop the wedding. How are we going to do that? And Shrek sees Gingy in the window and goes, you still know the Muffin Man?
Yeah, he lives down Drury Lane.
And they get him to make a Godzilla-sized
Gingerbread man.
named Mondo.
Yeah.
To the castle! And who is the most innocent and sweethearted character?
And he gets destroyed and falls into the moat.
And he sacrifices himself. It's very Iron Giant coded. It is very Iron Giant coded.
My favorite scene, well, actually I have two. My favorite scene from Shrek 2 is they parody the O.J. Simpson White Bronco chase scene, which, by the way, if you're not old enough to get it, ask your parents. We have a white Bronco heading down to the east, requesting backup.
That's catnip. That's not mine.
It's a parody of Cops.
Yeah.
Also, the grinding the pepper
for pepper
into
spray.
their eyes
For
instead of
pepper spray. And then another one is when Shrek thinks that Fiona would be better off with Prince Charming. They go to the Poison Apple bar. They're drinking, and the evil stepmother is like, "Hey, what's with the long face?" And he points to Donkey, and it's just like, "Really? That is the oldest joke in the world, and you pull that off?"
No, I like when they're having their big emotional moment at the bar, and it goes to Puss, and he's just like, "I hate Mondays."
Garfield reference.
I hate Mondays.
Also, he's an orange cat.
Yes.
Also, a lot of the adult jokes are also still there. Like when they capture Puss in Boots, he's like, "I say we take his sword and noon him right here. Give him the Bob Barker treatment." It was like, okay.
So, all right.
Shrek the Third.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say, were there any cons we wanted to discuss about the
And
sequel?
let's Shrek the Third.
Shrek the Third is a con because it.
Shrek the Third is a con. It is.
But in terms of Shrek 2, though, I don't think there are any cons.
I don't think there are.
I mean, there are plenty of cons in the bar, but
I think as far as a movie goes, I think it's pretty well. It's a pretty good sequel and a pretty good comedy.
I would rather watch Shrek the sequel than the first one. But once again, for a film that is over 20 years old, I would still watch it today.
It's still funny.
And remember, this wasn't Disney. It's that everyone knew Disney sequels were not good. And so we thought, Shrek 2, it's probably not going to be that good. And it was great!
Yeah.
Right out the gate. I mean, the opening was great. The soundtrack, great. The animation, great. The voices, great. The jokes, great. The timing, great. The random musical number for no apparent reason other than the fact that we wanted to include a Bonnie Tyler song.
Yep.
Killing off Fairy Godmother. On screen!
I mean, the first joke, well, not the first joke, but one of the best jokes out of the gate is when they're doing the trumpeting opening, and to give the message from far away.
Reggie.
It's enough, Reggie.
All right, so
Shrek
Shrek the Third, which came out in 2007. So again, every 3 years, and it is titled Shrek the Third.
Now, before I'm going to continue here, but you figure out when Tangled came out, please. So, Shrek the Third begins with, Shrek and Fiona are having issues. And the king dies.
Very unceremoniously, actually. By the way, Tangled came out in 2010.
So this came out 3 years before Tangled.
I'll get to why that is important. So, the king dies, as literally is a... Shrek just wants to get some sleep. They open the door. Well, someone better be dying.
I'm dying.
And to the song Live and Let Die, the king, who is now a frog, after the events of the second movie, is put in a box on a lily pad and floated into the center.
And sent off to live and let die.
And
live and let die.
there's a bunch of singing frogs there for some... I don't know why they're there. I don't know if they're family. They could be.
And then, so with the king dead, it is now up to Shrek to essentially
Find the heir.
Rule the throne, which he doesn't want to do. So now he has to find an heir. The only heir that's alive is
Artie.
Arthur Pendragon.
Oh.
Sorry about that. Technical difficulties.
Yep. So Shrek the Third. Arthur Pendragon is the last heir, so Shrek goes off to find him. However, it is also revealed that Fiona is pregnant.
Although, I don't know if Shrek knows.
No,
he finds out when she tells him as he's leaving to go find her cousin Artie.
Yep. So the movie basically comes to grips with Shrek being a father. So, any thoughts?
Not a great soundtrack, not a great story, kind of forgettable across the board. Justin Timberlake voices Artie.
Artie.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay.
A sub-story part of this is that Charming and Rapunzel are taking over Far, Far Away.
Which is actually kind of nice to watch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because, like, the witches fly in on their brooms. They drop the trees down like parachuters.
Mm-hmm.
Mayhem. It's great.
So basically, Prince Charming rallies all the villains from the bar to essentially take over Far, Far Away and imprisons all the princesses and the queen in a prison. However, they break out using their skills, and Shrek reigns Artie over, and Shrek and Fiona go back to the swamp.
Yeah.
Also, they made Merlin kind of a rambling, crazy person.
Which, to be fair.
I mean, to be fair, it is kind of works out, and having Eric Idle voice him is also pretty funny to watch.
It was just, I think overall, Shrek the Third was, especially when you compare it to the sequel, it was forgettable.
Yeah.
It was definitely not.
It was like
It was a step down.
It was a step down.
Shrek 1 was A material.
Mm-hmm.
Shrek 2 was A plus material, and then we showed up with a C.
Yeah, this was a C at best.
Yeah, everyone was kind of just going through the motions. Nothing really was funny. The only thing that I found memorable, besides the princesses breaking out of the prison, was that one joke where, as he's leaving, Shrek finds out Fiona's pregnant. He's like, Puss in Boots goes, "You sir are royally."
Yeah, but even then, it was just kind of like meh.
Yeah.
It's forgettable. That's what I would say.
Also, the villains are brought to the side of good by reminding them that haven't you had a dream once?
I think honestly, the best part is not just the princesses breaking out of jail, but the use of the Immigrant Song. Led Zeppelin's The Immigrant Song.
Voiced by Snow White.
Yeah, that's it. That's the highlight.
And
Julie Andrews as the queen busting down a stone wall with her bare
forehead.
head.
That is the highlight.
And when you have a Shrek movie and that's the highlight, you did something wrong there.
Yeah. So that brings us 3 years into the future to Shrek 4, Forever After, in parentheses, the final chapter, which came out in 2010.
This and Five Nights at Freddy's. What is it with people naming the fourth chapter the last chapter and continuing on?
So, if the last one was a C...
This one is a B.
I'd say a C+.
B minus.
I would still say a C.
So in this movie, Shrek and Fiona are now parents to triplets.
Fergus, Farkle, and...
The daughter.
I don't remember
Felicia.
the name. Thank you.
Okay. So, and they're adjusting to being new parents. It is getting on Shrek's nerves to the point where having to raise a family, but also being a now celebrity from far, far away, they don't have any peace. And at their kid's first birthday party, he snaps at Fiona, basically saying that he wishes he never rescued her from the tower in the first place. Kind of a bad start to your movie.
Yep.
And in order to do that, he meets Rumpelstiltskin, who vows to, change his life by taking away one day of his entire life. And therefore, Rumpelstiltskin takes the day he was born. So in other words, Shrek was never born, and now an alternate future is created, where Fiona is now permanently an ogre who leads the resistance of ogres against Rumpelstiltskin and his witches, and also the Pied Piper for some reason. Puss in Boots is now a fat, lazy cat, and Donkey doesn't really change that much.
Yeah, Donkey is still Donkey.
But they never met, so he never goes on his journey, blah, 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 never meets Dragon. So, yeah. Essentially, It's a Wonderful Life, but with Shrek.
Now, I do like time travel. I do. I'm a sucker for time travel shenanigans. But how is Fiona now permanently an ogre when before it was switching back and forth?
She was never. I don't know. They just gloss over that.
Yeah, they just gloss over that.
Or do we only see her at... No, we see her during the day too.
And
Yep.
she's an ogre.
They just gloss over it.
It's time travel.
It's not well done.
Yeah.
This movie, very similar to the third one, it suffered from...
They had to continue.
They had to continue. I
But
mean,
they didn't
did
know
they?
what to do.
Did they? They didn't have to. They chose to.
They chose to because money, 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 money.
Now-
The jokes were...
Now, in the fourth one, we find out that Charming was taking so long to rescue Fiona that the King and Queen of Far, Far Away decided, hey, let's go see this guy Rumpelstiltskin and see if he can speed this whole thing up, because she's been gone for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, she lives just down the street. Go see the fairy godmother.
Mm.
But also that raised the question of, what was he doing that entire time?
Getting his hair done.
Mm. I mean, it is luxurious amount of hair. But yeah, the only memorable thing for me is one of the witches is the same voice actress for Louise Belcher from Bob's Burgers.
That's it.
That's the only thing that's memorable from this movie for me. Also on the Pied Piper, but to be
The
honest,
Pied Piper was actually a good use of villain.
Yes.
yes, but he was not really underutilized to his full potential.
Show them how we do it now.
Also, it's kind of funny seeing the end result because we never get confirmation that Rumpelstiltskin in the present is aware of anything his alternate self did.
Yeah.
And yet, we punish him for the... We kill off his goose
Well,
because of
this
all
was
the
kinda
things that happened. It was like, we don't know if this is actually... It's like, if you undid time and stopped them from doing something terrible, do you still punish them when that timeline didn't happen? And they have no memory of it.
That is a question for intellectuals that are smarter than us.
Yes. All right. So now,
Let's move on to Shrek 5.
so set to come out in 2027. That means it has been 17 years
God, we're old.
since Shrek 4. 17 years for a continuation.
And let's see, DreamWorks have had very successful franchises up until this point.
Yeah,
They've had How to Train Your Dragon,
which is great.
Kung Fu Panda.
Which is great.
For the last one was...
But still,
I believe that's actually it.
but so here's what we know is we know that Mike Myers and Cameron Diaz are returning along with Eddie Murphy. We know that Zendaya is voicing Felicia, the daughter.
Yep.
We know that the animation style has changed.
Drastically changed.
And while the animation style changing was good for Puss in Boots, it was not good. It's so far not good for...
They have
Shrek.
essentially changed the way the characters look, almost to the point of not recognition.
Yeah.
It's not part of like the story of like the whole it's okay being different, because they're basically glamming them up. Like they're thinning out the faces, they're giving them cheekbones they didn't have before. It's like, what is this?
And maybe it's just me, but did Shrek shrink?
He did.
Like, okay, so like in the original quartet of movies, Shrek is known to be like this big, muscular guy. And
He's a monster.
He's a monster. He's an ogre. He's big.
He towers over everyone.
He has broad shoulders. He's wide as a door. Now in this movie, it seems like he's about as big as his daughter.
Yeah.
And his daughter is much smaller now. So it's just like, wait, is this... did Shrek shrink as he got older?
So, the initial views that we've seen from what has been released so far, I think we can all say that it's not looking great.
Yeah.
We don't really know anything about the storyline that we can expect yet.
No.
So far, we know he ends up in jail at some point.
Yeah, he's gonna end up in jail at some point, but that's to be
basic.
fair,
It's happened already.
he ends up in jail in most of the movies.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
2, 3,
4.
4.
He was not in jail in the third one. He was captured and
Okay.
sent directly
Oh, okay.
to this play
He
to
was
be killed.
He was
Captured.
captured. He's been captured in almost every single movie.
But so we don't know a lot, but I don't think we're all overly thrilled about it. I mean, I guess my question is, speaking as somebody who loved the first and the second and tolerated the third and fourth, why such a delay? Why now?
Why did we wait 17 years for this?
Why are we coming back now?
I guess
And also, what are we gonna do? I know the storyline is probably, I don't know, they're teenagers or they're adults now. I don't know, but okay, that's what Shrek's dealing with. But usually, he's also dealing with enemy.
Yeah.
Who's he dealing with? Because Prince Charming's dead.
Well,
Yep.
Fairy Godmother died. Farquaad's long been dead.
it's
It kind of seems like I think DreamWorks might be suffering from the same issues that Disney is now currently facing because, it's just like, if you look at anything that DreamWorks has done, what has DreamWorks done in the past few years? Not a whole lot. I mean, they did Puss in Boots with Death, but that was their latest project.
no. Let's
Puss in Boots: Last Wish. Pretty
Wish.
good.
That was pretty good. But
Animation was good. The change was great for Puss in Boots.
But
Okay,
besides that,
the
though,
last 5 DreamWorks movies have been Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie,
okay,
The Bad Guys 2,
Haven't seen that one yet.
How to Train Your Dragon live action,
Hmm.
Dog Man,
Haven't seen that one yet.
and The Wild Robot.
Okay,
That one is on my list.
the last one got really good reviews and was really well received by audiences and actually did pretty well in the box office.
It's a good movie, from what I've seen.
Yeah, from
But-
what we've seen.
But with all that being said, though, everything you just listed, I don't think was a major. Besides Wild Robot, I don't think was a major hit at the box office.
Yeah. The hits that DreamWorks has had since the Shrek the fourth movie. Okay? But we're going to go just from the fourth, So, which also, that was a big year for DreamWorks because also in 2010 we had How to Train Your Dragon and Megamind.
Oh yeah.
That was a big year.
Yeah.
Okay, but in 2011 they had Kung Fu Panda 2 and Puss in Boots.
Mm-hmm.
In 2012 they have Madagascar 3 and Rise of the Guardians.
Underrated movie.
Yeah.
In 2013 they had The Croods and Turbo.
Both good.
Cruise was okay.
2014 was Mr. Peabody and Sherman, along with How to Train Your Dragon 2.
How to Train Your Dragon 2 was really good. Did not see Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
I
20
did. It was pretty good.
2015 was The Penguins of Madagascar and Home.
Did not see Home.
Home was okay.
Penguins of Madagascar was actually underrated. I do really enjoy that one.
Then in 2016 we had Kung Fu Panda and Trolls.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot DreamWorks did Trolls.
Yep. 2017 we had The Boss Baby, Captain Underpants.
Love Captain Underpants.
In 2018 we had How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World.
Did not see that one.
2019 was Abominable.
Did not see that one.
Haven't seen it yet.
2020 was Trolls World Tour and The Croods New Age.
Did not see either one.
2021 was Spirit Untamed and The Boss Baby Family Business.
Ugh.
Family Business was not as good.
2022 was The Bad Guys and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Did not see The Bad Guys, but The Last Wish was really good.
2023 was Ruby Gilliman, Teenage Kraken, and Trolls the Band.
Teenage Kraken was I mean, it was okay.
2024 was Orion and the Dark,
I have seen that. That was actually pretty good.
Kung Fu Panda 4, The Wild Robot. 2025 was Dogman, Bad Guys 2, and Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie.
Okay.
So I think what we're seeing, because, we're going through those, and so I know earlier in this episode I said that Shrek was kind of the start of the DreamWorks Renaissance.
Yes.
But the Renaissance comes to an end.
Well, I would say, actually, looking over the list now, prior to Shrek, DreamWorks had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movies that I would consider to be big hits. They had Ants, The Prince of Egypt,
Princess Egypt was really good.
Yeah.
The Road to El Dorado,
That was also really good.
Chicken Run,
Love Chicken Run.
Yeah.
and Joseph, King of Dreams.
Did not see that one.
I
Okay,
did.
but then they had Shrek, and then after Shrek, they had a period, like starting with Shrek, it was like every year after Shrek came out, they were releasing 2 or 3 movies a year, and they were hit after hit. I mean, Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas, Shrek 2, Shark Tales, Madagascar, Wallace and Gromit, Over the Hedge, Flushed Away, The Bee Movie, which I know some people hate The Bee Movie, but it's still funny.
I am not a fan of.
You like jazz?
Kung Fu Panda, Monsters vs. Aliens. So, I mean, I guess it's not even fair to say it was a renaissance. That was kind of like their big kickoff to
Yeah.
their golden years, almost.
Yeah, because like, even if you weren't necessarily a huge fan of their work, you knew that a new DreamWorks movie was coming out.
Yeah, and there was hope for that.
Yeah.
So maybe because they've had so many disappointments in the last few years, maybe they decided to return to something they knew
Mm-hmm.
with the hopes that it would create a renaissance.
Kind of like what Disney's doing.
Yeah, but I think, and I hope I'm wrong, but I think it's going to feel more like they've just run out of ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, it's, in going back to the trailer for a minute, if you really look at Shrek and Fiona, the animation is definitely been upgraded, but it's upgraded to the point where they just look
It's ugly.
old. They just look old and tired.
It's done.
And it's just like, like Tori said, I really hope that I'm wrong, but maybe this is kind of like the wake-up call that basically like, the Shrek franchise is old and tired, and it needs to stop.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see. This doesn't come out till 2027, right?
Right.
I'm going to guess a plot point.
Okay.
I'm going to guess they are going to do some magical shenanigans.
Well, seeing as how that's been a plot point in
In every
3
single...
of the 4 movies.
And they are going to they're going to de-age themselves.
Okay. Well, let us know what you all think. Leave us a comments and just a shout out. What do you think?
what are we doing next week?
Next week, we're going to be returning to Oh the Horror, with our focus being on the Wolfman.
Hey, you're gonna start a howl. I didn't start it.
But we're not talking about Disney this time.
All right, well, we'll see you next week.
Bye.